Hey guys, what is up? My name is Alicia Cross, and if you are new here, I am a personal trainer, a wellness coach, a yoga instructor, and I have been helping clients just like you for over 18 years. Health and fitness is not my side hustle. I do this 24/7. I like to say that I eat, sleep, and breathe this stuff. And my mission here is to show you that you are not stuck. You can make changes in your life. And the foundation for any positive changes you want to make is absolutely health, good health. And I do that by merging the sciences of nutrition and exercise with the ancient teachings of Ayurveda and yoga. And I do all that to help keep you accountable, to help you reach your goals, to inspire you, to motivate you. And part of the way I do that is by coming live here every week on Facebook. If you are not following me on social media, if you got this video through a share or you found it on my personal page, please make sure you're following my business page, Alicia Cross Training, and it's the same over on Instagram, so hop over there and follow me as well, Alicia Cross Training. And if you are here live with me, say hi, give me a wave so I know you're here. And anytime you have questions, if you're watching live or watching the replay later, just post a question. I would love to chat more with you about all of the things. If you have a suggestion or an idea for a future video, you can post it here or you can send me a message anytime. So message me or email me, alicia@aliciacrosstraining.com. And today we are talking about mindset. Mindset is key. So you may be doing or look like you're doing all of the right things. You're exercising, you're eating healthy foods, you're going through the motions of whatever else you're working on, but you're just not achieving your goals, you're not making progress, you're not looking the way you want to feel. More importantly, you're not feeling the way you want to feel. And that is not only in your body, but also in your mind. I say that our goals are look good, feel good, and that feel good means physically and mentally, emotionally, and those things are all tied in together. So if you're going through the motions, but your mind is just not in the right place, it's going to negate all the things you're doing. You know, if you're at the gym and you are saying to yourself, or maybe you're telling other people, I hate working out, I hate this, I hate spin class, I hate boot camp, I hate lifting weights, I hate running, nothing good is going to happen. And I really challenge you to, if that's you, if you feel like you don't like anything, the variables are changing, right? If you're trying different types of exercise and you don't like any of them, the variables are changing. The constant is you. So maybe this is where you have to step back and look at your mindset and the way that you're thinking so that you can step into a more positive space so that all these things are working for you. I would say the same thing with food. If you're a really picky eater, I hate vegetables, I hate kale, I hate smoothies, I hate salads, I hate, or even if it's I don't like. You know, again, you are the constant if all those other variables are changing, but you do not like any of those. The thing that you got to look at is yourself and your mindset. And we don't have to love everything. We don't have to love kale. We don't have to love every workout or love every, spinning class or every boot camp class. But we do these things because we want to be healthy, because we love our body. And if you're doing these things out of a different motivation, if you think that you need to punish yourself for the food that you ate, you have to burn off the calories for the food that you ate, that's just not setting yourself up for success. So changing your mindset that you are nourishing your body with healthy food because you deserve it, and you're exercising because that's what your body is meant to do. It is meant to move. And when you move your body, you improve your health physically and you improve your mind, your emotions, even your intelligence. You're more social, you're more outgoing, you can focus, all of the things. So if you can look at whatever the thing is, the benefit that you want to get, you can start to see how what you're doing is really beneficial to you and your goals. And it can start to change your just appreciation of those things. So if you look like from the outside you're doing all the things, but you're not, making the progress you want to make, you got to take a step back and do that inner work that gets the outer results. So that saying is kind of a cliche, right? But a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. That first single step is getting your mind right. It's not an action that you take outside of your body. It's your intention that leads to action. It is all about intention. why are you doing the things that you do? Excuse me. If you saw my post yesterday, one of the ways I get my 100 ounces of water is finishing this cup in the morning before I leave. So I do that with my breakfast and with my vitamins. So I got to finish this cup before I leave. Working on getting all that water. So changing your mindset. And if you are unsure of how to do that, or if you're not sure if your mindset is the thing that's blocking you or getting in your way, it could be, there are some people that they've either already done the work, or they just, maybe they have, I've heard about the happiness set point. It can be higher in some people than others, but we all have a range. So maybe your happiness set point is high, or you've already done the work to get the top of your set point. Great. But if you're not sure, then maybe this is some work that you need to look into doing, so you can have more positivity in your mind to get those positive, good outcomes you want in your life. So you've got to look at what your mindset is right now. And the thing with mindset is it's hard because we can only know our own mind. We can only know ourselves. So it's very easy to think that the way we think is the way that everybody thinks. And this is what is so tricky about limiting beliefs. We don't know they're limiting beliefs. We have these thoughts about ourselves or life or business or exercise or fitness, and we only know that. So it's hard to know that other people feel something different. But as we start to read books, listen to podcasts, watch videos online, talk to other people, be in relationships with other people, we can start to realize that they think and feel differently than the way we do. And that can either lead us to look at that other person like they're crazy, which, I'm a little guilty of that too. Watching somebody doing endurance sports or triathlons, it's kind of like, whoa, what is that? But that's my limiting belief that, boy, that's really extreme. That's really uncomfortable. I would never go there. But I can't look at that as that's the only way to think. So noticing that we all have these different opinions about everything. You may think people who eat, salads every day for lunch are crazy, or eat the same thing every day for breakfast are boring. But rather than judging other people for these things that they're doing, maybe that is an opportunity that you can question what you believe. Do you believe that food needs to be delicious and different every single meal, and it's got to be gluttonous and unhealthy to be good for you, and food is a source of pleasure and it's got to be that every meal every day? Maybe that's an area to start questioning things. And why can't I have a smoothie for breakfast? Why can't I have a salad for lunch? So, and we're so lucky that we're in this time of the internet and social media, so that we can get influences from other people. And of course, we have to be careful who we're being influenced by, be careful what we're taking in, but we can start to see that there's other possibilities and there's other ways. So being in conversation with people, or learning from people online, reading books, listening to audiobooks, there's so much information, and people are so willing to share their methods, especially when it comes to things like health or business. There's so much information out there. Personal development, which is really kind of what we're talking about here. There's plenty out there that we can start to absorb from other people. Another way that we can start to really get a grasp on what we're feeling is to do some reflection. So meditation is really helpful. Meditation, what that allows us to do is to see that we are thinking. And if you're already in this space, this may not make any sense to you, but our mind is always thinking. And I don't know if you've ever noticed somebody who kind of talks to themselves, like they always have this little running conversation. It's like their thoughts have really just spilled right out of their mouth. Like they are just saying out loud the things that they're thinking. They're not talking to anyone, but that's how powerful their thoughts are. They're just having this conversation. And they're not crazy or weird. And, we do it, you do it all the time, even if we, drop something, right? You yell out loud, or you say something out loud, or you talk to inanimate objects. Those are just our thoughts coming out. Notice, so the meditation allows us to notice that we are thinking all of the time. That is what our mind does. Our mind is this just string of thought after thought after thought, tens of thousands of them every single day, all day long. But they're not real. They're just thoughts. And meditation is not at all about quieting or silencing or stilling our mind. It's just a chance to notice the never-ending mental chatter that is going on. And that mental chatter is shaping our lives. That mental chatter is also being shaped by our beliefs. And it's ongoing, it's constant. And so taking that time to be still and to be quiet without any other input, to notice that that is what's happening constantly. And then coming to that realization, that understanding, or just beginning to come to that place that those thoughts aren't real. These things I'm thinking, these things I'm predicting, these things I'm remembering, they're not real. They've done studies to talk about how inaccurate our memories are. It's actually kind of a joke that eyewitness testimony is even allowed in courtrooms, because it's already been shown that it's completely wrong. And you can take people who have seen the same scene and they will all tell a different story. So that same thing is happening in our life. When we're looking back at our past, there's a story that we're telling ourselves that may or may not be true. And that is why it doesn't matter that we can't go back in the past and change our past. We can change the story that we're telling ourselves. And we do that by changing our thoughts. So meditation is a chance to let us see those thoughts that are happening. And then we can go deeper with journaling. And journaling, that could be just free form writing, but you could find some prompts. You could find prompts online, journal prompts to better know yourself. If you just Google that, you'll find things. I love even just the idea of like a perfect day, because if you really take that time to get quiet and meditate and then get into journaling about what your perfect day is, you can really see if there's things that you are doing that you don't love right now, and maybe there are things that you would like to be doing. Maybe there's an exercise routine that you are, dragging yourself to day after day, but in your mind, in your perfect day, you would be so excited to go take XYZ class. And maybe that is something that you were not allowing yourself to even think about. And this could be in any area of your life. It doesn't have to be with fitness. But using some of these journal prompts to really notice what it is that you think, feel, and believe. And then if you uncover a limiting belief, and this is hard because that is the tricky thing with limiting beliefs, is we don't know that they're limiting beliefs. We don't know that, just because I think this way, that one, it's true, or two, that everybody doesn't think this way. Doesn't everybody think, XYZ? We don't have words to put with these limiting beliefs. One, because our emotional brain, our limbic system, is not connected to our verbal system. This is why if you've had to, if you're not great at talking about your feelings, that's hard. These are not connected. If you're in business and you've ever had to write about yourself, if you have to write about, your services that you offer or why you do what you do, it's really hard. Trust me, it's something that I struggle with. And only after I've been in business almost 5 years, I'm able to better verbalize like what it is that I do. Why do I do it? Why do I love it? Why do I get up out of bed in the morning? Because that's in a place that doesn't have words associated with it. And why I do that is because I want you to feel good, and I want you to know that you can feel good, and there is a possibility out there for you. I have found it. I have seen what works, and I want to share that. I know what helps me to feel good and just to feel less bad. And I want to give that to you. I want you to know that if you are not the person who is born with the high happiness set point, that there are things you can do, and these things are within your reach, and they are real. They are not out there. You can do it. So that's why I do what I do. And you can see when I talk about it, it's hard to find the words because it's in that emotional place. So the emotions, a lot of these concepts, that's just what they are. They're concepts and they're emotions, and it's hard to put the words to them. They're like feelings of like stability and gratitude and worthiness. And we make a picture in our minds and then trying to make words to that so we can understand what we think and believe. it's also hard to put words to this because a lot of these impressions were made when we were young, before, pre-verbal. So you got this combination of this stuff that's just been imprinted on us from the beginning, and it's deep in that emotional brain, and it's hard to bring it to the surface and communicate it. And this is why the journal prompts can be helpful, and writing can be helpful, because you're putting words to it. And use that pen and paper, do it old school, put that down, get that out of your mind, and then you'll be able to start to come to some realizations about what you think about yourself and life and health and what you deserve. And from there, you can start to ask yourself if you want to keep believing that, or if you want to make those changes. And to me, it's the simplest thing is, if we look at exercise, if you are exercising because you think that, again, you have to punish yourself for the food you ate, or you have to go work off the calories that you ate, that to me is a very simple switch that you can start to make. Just knowing how beneficial movement exercise is to your body and your mind, you can start to say, well, I'm exercising for this reason. I'm moving my body for this reason. I'm going for a walk for this reason, and not because it's punishment. So there could be other things in your life that you're doing. And again, it all comes down to intention. So if, one of my things is, I find that I'm just really sensitive to eating at night, eating late at night. I end my day with a smoothie. So if I eat a big meal, if I eat dessert and I eat that late at night, I am just not going to sleep well, and I'm not going to feel good the next day. So me choosing to not eat junk food late at night, I am not doing that because I'm saying I'm depriving myself, or I don't deserve to eat that. No, I deserve to feel good tomorrow. I deserve to sleep good tonight, and I know what gets me there. And it's ending my day with a smoothie and going to bed. So again, making those choices can look the same in two people, but it's the intention behind it that's going to make a difference. So if you are, again, forcing yourself to work out because you hate your body, if you are not eating well because you are, torturing yourself or depriving yourself, just that mindset alone is going to create a lot of stress and anguish, and that is what leads to, or can lead to, binging and overeating. And maybe you get stuck in a cycle of, you deprive yourself because you don't deserve it and you just can't take it anymore, and then you eat, all of the ice cream and all of the pizza and all of the fries, and then you feel like you've just proven to yourself, how unworthy you are, and then you're beating yourself up again, and it just goes into a cycle. So even if you are not really relating to, well, why does my mindset make a difference, you can see how that will play out in the choices that you make. Because if you make a choice and you're beating yourself up over that, you're just in this constant negative spiral. Whereas if you are, and then I have that smoothie, and then if there is a night, and there always is, there's a night where I have dessert or ice cream, my vegan ice cream, coconut milk or almond milk ice cream, there's no regret, remorse. I don't feel bad about that. Nothing. There's not even an I deserve that. Let's let go of that whole idea that we deserve it or we have to earn it. It is a treat, and it's delicious, and I love it, and I have it. That's it. End of story. So getting to that place where the choices that we make are supported by and really driven by positive emotions and positive thoughts, and that is going to make such a difference in what we are doing and the decisions that we continue to make. One good decision can lead to, or does lead to, another. I did a motivation video a few weeks ago about the power of the mind. There was a study where they had one group doing bicep curls with weights, and they had another group who just thought about doing bicep curls with weights. Who just thought about doing bicep curls, nothing else. They just thought about it. The group that just thought about it had 30% as much muscle group as the group that did bicep curls with weights. And I think it's hard to appreciate maybe the magnitude of that. So just sitting, doing nothing, thinking about doing bicep curls, their biceps grew. Like, that's amazing. So imagine the thoughts. Remember, these tens of thousands, or maybe it's hundreds of thousands of thoughts that are going through your mind every day. They are shaping your body. It has been said that your subconscious mind, your body is your self-conscious mind. So what are the things that are running through your mind, even if they're not words, they're just that feeling, that thing that's below the surface, and they're shaping your body. What are the things that you think about your body, your life, and your health? I know that I used to say all the time, my immune system is so weak, I get sick all the time. Was I saying that because I got sick all the time, or was I getting sick all the time because I said that? Immunity is absolutely tied to your mental state. There's a whole branch of science, psychoimmunology or something, where it's talking about your immune system being tied to your mental state. It is a thing. So the power of our thoughts, the power of our mind cannot be underestimated. So it's not only your actions, it's intentions. And I talk about intentions versus goals, or resolutions versus goals. And your resolutions are your intentions. Like, they don't ever get crossed off the list. They are your guiding star, your guiding light, your whatever that saying is. Your goals are the things that you're going to cross off your list, that are how you know that you're living up to your intentions or your resolution. The intention would be, I am a healthy person. I am healthy. I am strong. Those don't get crossed off the list. So if you notice that you are saying to yourself or saying to other people, I get sick all the time, just something like that. Maybe that is an opportunity to change what it is that you're saying to other people and yourself. Now, here's the thing too about these are affirmations. So affirmations, you don't want them to be unbelievable. So if you are saying something like, I get sick all the time, I'm always sick, it may not feel real and true to you to start affirming that I am the picture of health. So make an affirmation that is real and true for you. I'm getting healthier. I am ready. I welcome in health. So it can be something that does make sense for you and is true for you. It could be, if it's not, I'm fit, I'm getting fit. I'm getting fitter every day. My body is getting stronger. My flexibility is improving. So these can be the affirmations. They're more like, a progress and a process. So that will be more real to you, and that is exactly what's happening. If you are working on your health, if you are working on your flexibility, if you're working on your strength, and it's coming from that positive place, then that affirmation is true. That is what you're doing. So we all have these intentions. They just may not be ones that we've consciously chosen to live by. So changing our mindset is about mindfully, consciously choosing our intention, setting those affirmations, which are always positive and in the present tense, and that will shape the choices that we are making throughout our day. And it's going to be that extra powerful punch of positive effects from what we're doing. So again, back to that bicep curl study. So in my mind, what I also see that as is, if I'm doing bicep curls and sitting and watching television or staring at the TV in the gym while I'm doing bicep curls, or doing bicep curls on one hand and then staring at my phone, looking at social media on the other hand, I'm going to get so much less out of it than if I am consciously present in the movement that I am doing. It's going to be that, again, just that extra boost of effectiveness. So that's why we really need to keep our mind present in what we're doing, so we get so much more out of it. So mindset is huge. If you're doing the meditation so that you can notice your thoughts and all of your thoughts, and that, starting to grasp the idea that your thoughts aren't real, you are doing some journaling, maybe using some prompts to help you get down to what it is that you believe. Reading, listening to podcasts, listening to audiobooks, talking to people, whether that is a friend, a coach, a therapist. This just can help you maybe notice what some of your thoughts are, what some of your blind spots are, some of the things that you're missing, so you can point those out to you. And then, okay, you're ready to make some changes, and you are ready to take that thing that you believe, that thing that you're running on, it's your narrative for life, and you're ready to make a change. If you can just switch it around to something positive, that's it, something that you believe. If you have trouble doing that, a really good book is Dr. Wayne Dyer's book, Excuses Be Gone. So it's the subtitle is How to Change Lifelong Self-Defeating Thinking Habits. Remember, habits. I love that stuff. Self-defeating. Self-defeating thinking habits. I love that. So yes, a habit is just something you do repeatedly, automatic, and you can change that by, first and foremost, creating new habits. And so that's what he talks about in this book, how some practical advice for how to turn around some of these negative self-limiting beliefs that you may be carrying around. So it's a really good book to dive into, maybe after you've done a little bit of work and you can see what it is that you need help on. Or maybe this, if you're not sure what your limiting beliefs are, you can listen to this book as he breaks down some of these excuses, and maybe you can see that in yourself and start to make those changes. And I think that's all I want to tell you about that. So if this is new information to you, if this is something that now is opening up and you have some questions about, post it here or send me a message. If this is some work that you've been doing, I would love to hear maybe a limiting belief or kind of a negative intention that you were repeatedly saying and how you switched it. Like, for example, something that I like to say is, this is what I'm doing right now and I have time for this, rather than letting my attention be pulled off in 20 directions and saying, I just don't have time for this right now. Change it. I have time for this. I have time for this. That's all. Or I could say I make time for this. I use that affirmation in my yoga class a lot. If there's nothing coming to mind, the affirmation that I encourage my students to use is, I make time for my self-care. I make time for my self-care, because that is something that will translate off of the mat so that they are not neglecting themselves in the long run. Okay, so share with me a negative that you are turning into a positive. And if you have any questions, post in here. I would love to chat more with you about mindset. I feel like every time I talk to you, I'm like, oh, it's my favorite thing to talk about. It's my favorite thing to talk about. But it's it. I love it. I love exercise, nutrition, habits, mindset, all of the things. I love all of them. And I love coming every week here to you and talking to you about this stuff. So talk back. Tell me what you want to hear. Tell me what you're doing. And I look forward to seeing you next week. Thanks.